Together unscripted, baby, that's our way. In a life that's messy, we love and laugh each day.
Hey there, welcome to this week's episode of Together Unscripted, Love, Laughs, and Leftovers. I'm Jen, and this is my awesome husband, Danny.
That's me.
This week we wanted to chat with you a little bit more about our previous experiences with the 75 Hard Challenge and invite you to join us in our next go-around, which we're starting on Monday, February 17th. So there'll be a link down below to join our private Facebook group. But yeah, wanted to just share a little bit about our experience, our takeaways from, so this will be my second try with a challenge, and this will be your third
time. Yep.
Third go-round.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So this being your third go-around, what is your biggest personal goal going into the challenge this time?
My biggest personal goal this time has to do, because my 50th birthday is in June. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be finishing a week and a half before Mother's Day or so, mm-hmm. and I'm going to continue on for 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm going to end up over 100 days, somewhere around 103, 110. I want to get to at least 100 in honor of my 50th birthday. So that's a goal for me. Another one is some weight loss, because my bulk over the winter went a little haywire. I put on a lot of muscle, but boy, oh boy, I don't weigh myself often, but when I weighed myself, I was a little surprised. So we're going to work on that as well.
You and Ada were talking about like the dirty bulk over the holiday season.
There's no such thing as a clean bulk at Christmas time. It is not possible. You can't clean bulk when you're going to parties and there's alcohol. It just doesn't work. So it messes with your system. And the last one is I just want to be able to take, because I already know what it takes, but the habits, unfortunately, the first 2 times, the habits fall off towards the end. Not even towards the end, but over time, the habits that got you to be successful in 75 Hard kind of fall off. And you don't completely go back to your bad habits from beforehand, but I want them to be able to stick around a little longer.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I think the same, like certain habits that I had instilled for myself during the challenge last year, I still do, and some I don't.
Right.
So,
same.
Yeah, and definitely.
And now, reading a book, Atomic Habits, and it talks about, habit stacking. And it's just like, oh, okay, you know what? I could use that strategy and take the habits I've learned and I'm going to relearn in this to go through and be able to push forward, use it at work, use it in business, use it with the podcast, that kind of stuff.
I like that.
Thank you. Well, what made you want to take the 75 Hard Challenge with me? I mean, was it more about physical, mental toughness, or was it something else?
So last year when I decided to join you doing the challenge, I would say it was the physical aspect of it that I was curious if I could get in those 2 45-minute workouts a day.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that's what drew me to it. And 2, just the curious if I could get through it.
What's your advice to somebody who works out 3 times a week or less? Then now you're suddenly going to be working out twice a day for 75 days in a row.
Schedule it. Schedule and block your time out.
Okay.
And have a backup plan. That would be it too. Because that's where I was. I was, working out a few times a week, definitely not every day, and certainly not twice a day. So yeah, I would block out your time. That would be my advice to somebody. All right, so 3rd time go around. With your last 2 times completing this challenge, were there any moments where you just felt like giving up? And how did we support each other?
Giving up, no, but it got difficult to the point where I thought I wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. First time through, remember I got the flu.
Yeah.
I had the flu for like 3 days, and you told me to go to bed, and I said after my walk, and then I come home and go to bed.
Yep.
And then as soon as I had energy, I'd work out. I'd do a home workout for 45 minutes, and I'd go pass out again. But it still only had the flu for 3 days, but that was extremely hard. Mentally, my head hurt the entire time. I enjoy working out. I hated it for those 3 days. That was
Right.
really hard. So was I going to quit? No, but I thought I'd fail. I thought I'd sleep through something or forget something, or, you know, when I'm supposed to read my 10 pages, I'm going to pass out. Like, that was
Yes.
so scared that that was going to happen. So that's why I did my pictures first thing in the morning. I read first thing in the morning, and I started drinking water right away because I did not want to fail.
Right.
And I actually think the being hydrated like crazy actually helped with the
Helped
flu.
shorten your window with the
Very,
flu,
very much
definitely.
so.
And you got the flu right in the final weeks.
No,
It was early October because it was the same weekend that we ran the 5K, and I had strep or something, or I don't know what I had.
right. No, I thought the 5K was after.
No, it was the beginning of October.
Actually, yeah, because it was like a week or two before that. Yeah, so, and I remember...
I'm pretty sure I still had a fever doing the 5K.
You did, and I told you not to do it, stubborn mule. But I remember telling somebody at work, you know, that I had the flu and I was out a few days, and it's like, oh man, you were so close. I feel so bad that I'm like, no, I didn't stop working out.
No, you
he's
powered
like,
through
he's
it.
like, oh man, he goes, dude, that's fucking savage. Like, he thought it was cool. It was pretty neat. That was the first time. The second time, I for sure thought I was going to fail after I dropped a 25-pound weight plate on my toe and I broke my toe. And then, because I did it in the very beginning of a leg workout. Was it like, I can't remember actually. I just remember hitting it, wanting to curse, seeing stars. 2 or 3 people saw it happen, came over.
It was purple.
I did not. I didn't want to
gross.
take off my shoes. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to put my foot back in my shoe.
Nope.
Got that workout done, and I think that was my second workout of the day. But
No, that was your first because you came home and
I still had to go for a walk.
we went to the walk-in to get an x-ray to make sure it wasn't broken or shattered.
Right.
More so. And then you left with the boot, you came home and...
Took the boot off and went for a walk. Yeah. Stubborn mule. That was, again, I didn't think I was going to quit. I was just afraid I was going to fail. So once I get this kind of, you know, like a week into it, you're starting to get sore, you're a little tired, but you're like, wait, it's because I'm doing something. So I started to see the soreness and the tiredness and as like a badge of honor. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to do something special here. So I'm supposed to be sore. I'm supposed to be cranky, but I got to learn how to control it. So that I thought was, I never got to the point like, oh, woe is me. Fuck this. I'm going to quit. No. And then when it came to, you know, having to power through stuff, it's very helpful that you were very supportive. You knew I was sick, so you just let me make sure that he's going to get through, he's going to get done. And then when I hurt my toe, as much as I didn't want to go to the walk-in, you made me go, and then I'm like, I'm not going to have time. And it was you reassuring me, like, relax, we're not going to be here for 7 hours. They're going to take an x-ray, we're going to get out of here. So that really did freak me out a lot. I wanted to finish it so badly.
Right.
Especially the second time. Because the first time, you know, you kind of learn, you do your thing. I didn't, even though it's not a weight loss challenge.
You didn't like expand on it too much the first go round.
No, the only thing I did the first time was when I was walking, I put the weight vest on for this, which was psychotic because my legs were jelly the entire time. But that's okay. But yeah, I was never afraid. I was never thought of quitting. I was just afraid I was going to fail. I was going to be tired, or I wouldn't physically be able to do it after I busted up my toe.
Yeah. And
I still went for walks, and it went away about a week later. So I was extremely lucky.
It really didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the essential oil protocol you made help too.
I'm sure it did. But I mean, when you went through the first go around, I mean, before you got sick and you physically couldn't get out of bed, what was the hardest part for you? Like, how did you push through it? Especially in the tough days, what was it? I
would say the hardest part for me when I did this challenge last year was that second workout.
Okay.
Like the start of the day, because we got up, we did our outdoor workout, we went for our walk first thing in the morning, came home, had coffee, read, we did our pictures before we went for our walk. So we checked off so many different things in the first, say, hour and a half after our workout of the day. And my work schedule was so chaotic, and there were so many changes and different things going on at that time that really making sure I gave myself enough time to get that second workout in was, I would say, the hardest part.
Well, yeah, your job was, they were psychotic, so couldn't leave your phone for 30 seconds. They were unreal.
It was bad.
They were unreal.
It was bad. I started really good, got put onto a new project, and Yeah.
It went the hell in a handbasket really fucking fast.
It kind of did.
Like that was, ugh.
I'm really glad I don't have that job.
Yeah, so much.
But
so much unneeded stress in our life.
Oh my gosh, for sure. But yeah, I would say that second workout, but blocking out that time to make sure I allotted myself. I forced myself to take a lunch, which is just something I didn't do at my last job. But no, just blocking out the time, making sure it was front of mind, especially after like midday.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to make sure I'm blocking out this time to get that second workout in.
Yeah, it drove me nuts that at the job I was at the time, I would do the walk in the morning, I'd go to work, and I'd have a huge gap in the middle of the day because I had no meetings, I had no Zooms, I had nothing. I'm like, sweet, I'll just go to the campus gym, I'd work out for an hour, and I'd come back. And after a week of that, she tells me, oh, you can't leave during lunchtime. You have to be available. I am available. I have my phone.
Right.
It was like a 2-week long argument until I finally said it's not freaking worth it, and I just started going at 5 o'clock when the day was over, which made my day a little longer, which is fine.
It makes it a little longer.
Well, it made my day longer, but the thing is, I never actually took lunch when I was there. I always sat at my desk and I ate through lunch, and I just stayed at my desk and did my work because I didn't want to be bothered. And I put my headphones in and leave me alone and do my job. But then when I started working out at night, I actually started taking a lunch. I'm like, you know what? The hell with you then. I'm gonna take a lunch. If I'm not allowed to leave, not allowed to go to the gym for an hour, but I could leave the building for an hour to go eat lunch. So I would come home for lunch.
I was just gonna say you would leave the campus to come home and have lunch, but being on campus and at the gym, which was
for the same amount of time, maybe a few minutes later.
I was gonna say it wasn't even 100 yards away.
No, it was a few hundred yards away. Yeah, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't stay on campus with my phone, but I could leave campus to come home and have lunch, and I did this to be spiteful. I'd leave my phone on my desk.
Right. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So it made absolutely no sense. Still got it done. It just pissed me off. So I freaking did.
So, all right. So doing this challenge together last year, how do you think it impacted our relationship? Do you think it strengthened our connection, brought up unexpected issues or challenges?
Both actually. I mean, doing it together. Yes, it was fun. We relied on each other. We got closer that way. The thing that I didn't expect is that when we went for a walk in the morning, and I told you, okay, I can go so much faster. I need to get my heart rate up. You would get upset with me that I was leaving you. And I'm like, well, walking with you while your 3-foot legs and my 4-foot leg, I'm going so slow that my heart rate's it's not a workout for me. And I was so hell-bent making sure that my heart rate's going up, I'm burning calories and doing this. And then when I told you, all right, time to go, and the first couple times, you gave me that dirty look, like that pouty lip that's half pissed off and half wounded. And I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. I need to go faster. I need to sweat. I need to do this. I want to take it seriously. That was not expected. I did not expect you to get upset with me when I'm like, okay, babe, my legs are warmed up. I got to go. And because you start out really fast until your legs give out and then you slow down. I'm
Completely.
the other way around. Once my legs warm up, I'm going to start jogging. I take off. I'm hoofing it. So that was...
Yeah, your pace is far quicker than mine.
Well,
I got over it.
You got over it, but I'm also 8 inches taller than you, so that has something to do with it.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
You can't... You just... If I'm going full speed, you can't keep up with me. And it's not that I'm doing it on purpose. I'm trying to get my workout in.
Oh, yeah, no.
So,
No. And it was just kind of like a unexpected, I wouldn't say challenge necessarily, but like, yeah, I wasn't I was initially thinking, yeah, we just do our walks together, but forgetting that, yeah, your pace is definitely a lot quicker than mine. And
I mean, yeah, we definitely weren't doing the afternoon workouts together because I'm pumping iron, you don't lift weights. So, I mean, I wanted it to be something we could do together, but it's just, we could walk at the same place. We're just not going to be at the same mark. Like, we could go walk the track together. We're never going to be on the same spot.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And then yes, for the strength workouts, we both do different things for the strength workouts.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So that was unexpected, but did it bring us closer? Yeah, because at night we were both planning on our next day.
Yes.
We were both planning on our clothes, putting our stuff out, making sure our coffee was done, making sure dinner was done, making sure we had dinner plans for the next 3 nights. Either we had a casserole or we knew we were going to make something quick because by the time we're done with our workouts.
You have to, yes, a big part of this 75 hard challenge I think, is the planning.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like, you have to have your meals planned.
You can't be wing it Wendy. You just can't, because if you say, oh, I'll figure out dinner when it's dinner time, well, if you're not finishing your workout till 7:30 and you had no plan, what the hell are you going to eat? Now you're going to be miserable and cranky, and then the next day you're already shot, because if you did it Monday, then Tuesday, well, guess what? You don't have a dinner plan for Tuesday either.
I was just going to say, it's good.
So
it's just going to snowball into one day.
You got to at least be 2-3 days ahead of yourself.
Yes.
So, I mean, one thing we did is we made sure that other than our 75 hard workouts on Sundays, we were meal prepping. So we had casseroles ready to go. We had stuff thawed. We had stuff mostly cooked, just had to be warm.
Yep. So
that saved us a lot of time. You know, buying fresh burgers at the grocery store is the simplest thing in the world.
Those are so easy.
It's just, chop. We don't eat with the bun, but still, you take the lettuce, chop it up, you make yourself a chopped salad, and you put a fat burger on top of it. It's absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite dinners. So, and it's the easiest thing we do. So I had no problem with that whatsoever. Just, you got to know you're going to do that, though.
Right.
If it came Tuesday, now that I'm tired, I'm sweaty, I'm cranky coming home from the gym, now I got to go to the grocery store? That makes no sense. So
no.
We would knock all that stuff out on the weekend. That worked really well.
It did. The meal planning, and I think that's definitely something that we need to make sure that we're incorporating into this go-round, too, is taking that time on Sunday, making sure that anything that's, crap around the house, it needs to get done, cleaning, laundry, all that jazz is done, and then meal prep is done.
Right.
We actually, I did a really massive meal prep earlier this
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. The amount of food that went into our fridge on Sunday was just stupid.
I know.
So
I feel
happy.
like I still cook for a family of 6 instead of just 2.
I'm fine with it. I get to enjoy all the leftovers, and nobody eats them before I get to them. It's fantastic.
Right. Any other empty nesters still cook for like a huge family when it's just the two of you?
Two of you. Yeah. That's okay. Most of it does. We don't waste anything, so that's fine.
Nope.
But how do you think we helped each other stay accountable without creating unnecessary pressure or conflict? Or how did we do?
Communication. I think that's key. And I think we've talked about that in different aspects a lot throughout our podcast so far, but communication is really what it comes down to. We communicated with each other that we wanted to complete this challenge together. We communicated, this is how our morning is going to start off. Because sometimes too, even like with our morning workout, we'd leave the house together, but sometimes
you get home in like 48 minutes and I get home in like an hour because I just wanted to make it harder.
Right.
And I jogged the last quarter mile like a jerk, so that'd be helpful.
So, but making sure that we had our morning routine set, and then, like you would check in with me too in like early afternoon, like did you get your second workout in, just that check-in and that communication. And then to cap the day, we'd make sure, okay, did you go through the app and check everything off?
Exactly. Did you read? Did you take your picture?
Right.
How are you on water? That was one thing I think I checked on you, because I know you don't drink water like I do.
I know.
That I checked on you during the day. If I knew it was halfway through the day, I'm like, where are you at with water? And you said less than half a gallon. I'd be like, babe, you're so far behind, you got to go. But I don't want to have to pee. Tough, you got to do it. Let's go. Get it in. I try to get all my water in by 4 p.m. Yeah,
I have my water goal, and then breaking it down to every hour. Just checking in, and I would actually set a alert on my Fitbit to remind me at 10 of every hour, did you drink? Did you drink? Did you drink?
The thing is, when I did it the first time, because I did it alone, I didn't change my routine. I went to the gym first thing in the morning, and I just walked after work. But I didn't really figure, and I wasn't smart enough to realize that if you drink almost an entire gallon of water before 4 p.m. and then go for a walk, you're going to have to pee yourself like 10 times over. So I had to find routes that had public bathrooms, public toilets. It was like, good Lord. So the second time through, I'm like, you know what? Let's walk first thing in the morning so we won't pee ourselves.
That was an adjustment, yes.
Woof. So,
that made sense.
Oh my God, it was so bad. But, that kind of stuff. But also, I also learned if I don't drink most of my water by 4 p.m., then this old man is going to get up 4 times in the middle of the night and have to pee. So, nope. 4 p.m. done so that I can sleep like a normal person.
Yeah. Nope, definitely. What surprised you most about me or us as a team when we did this challenge last year?
What surprised me most? What surprised me most was how aggressive you were with your workouts. I expected you to be a little kind of dainty and, oh, I'll do 45 minutes, but I'm going to do a little of this and a little of that. And I like that you took it seriously and you pushed and you actually did challenge yourself pretty hard. Not to say that I don't think you don't challenge yourself. Just during the work, I thought you'd be scared of it. I thought you'd be scared of the 2 workouts and everything else.
The 2 workouts and the 2 workouts in a day was definitely...
Yeah, because it sounds great, but then you do it, and after 2 days, you're sore as hell already. You're like,
it can be
oh,
very,
God.
it can be intimidating. Yes, and the sore factor, you have to remind yourself that you're going for a much bigger goal and have that end in sight.
Yeah, because that's where you figure out how to make a magnesium scrub.
Oh, the magnesium butter was our lifesaver.
Take baths in Epsom salts when your legs are killing you, because I was walking every day with a 45-pound vest on.
Yep.
So
the Epsom salt baths with the deep blue and the birch combination was
phenomenal.
Huge help.
But also taking magnesium tablets, just whatever good, just helps with muscle soreness. Just here's a tip: don't take so much of it, because if you take too much magnesium, you will
things will be a little loose.
Beyond, it'll be bad. It'll be anyway, you'll figure it out. Just careful on the magnesium dosage. That's all.
The magnesium butter is a great way to help with the muscle soreness. And then I add in different essential oils like the deep blue and wintergreen to just help to kind of reduce that pain and inflammation while you're doing these 2 crazy workouts a day.
True. Very true. But what's the biggest lesson you learned about yourself during a challenge? Did it change how you view your goals or how you view working out or anything at all?
Biggest lesson I learned, I can do far more than I give myself credit for.
Nice.
I would say that was probably, because 2 workouts a day it can be intimidating.
Especially when one is outside in the cold, in the rain, in the
that
snow.
Actually, I didn't mind so much. I just had fun with it.
I did too.
But no, getting in that 2nd workout a day and just checking off everything throughout the course of my day, it is a much more of a mental challenge than it is a physical challenge. The eating aspect of it, I think, was really easy for us because we eat primarily, anyway, so there was certain things that we kind of tighten the purse strings on, but I would say the workouts I was definitely able to do more than I give myself credit for.
We definitely have to tighten up on the primal, because we eat primal, but we bend a little bit when we go here or there. So when we're eating out, when you're super strict, it makes it a little harder. But also the no alcohol for 75 days. I mean, I went through weddings, holidays, all sorts of stuff. And everybody's drinking around me, and I'm just like, nope, not drinking today. And I honestly thought people would give me a hard time for it, but as soon as you say, I'm not having any today.
People were supportive. People were really supportive,
They're just like, oh, okay, no problem.
Yep.
I mean, but the thing is, I don't know why it surprised me, because if I'm with somebody and I offer them a beer and they say no thanks, or I offer them a glass of scotch and they're like, no, not today, I never ask again. And I don't say, oh, you're not drinking?
No.
It's the funniest thing is, for some reason, drinking is the one addiction that is socially acceptable. So when you say you're not,
some people question why.
It's like, well, because I'm not. It's just, I'm not doing that today.
Yeah.
And when somebody says, no, I haven't had a drink in 20 years, I'm like, mad respect. Good for you. Absolutely nice.
No, that's key. Definitely. So 2, I'll just take should have said this up front, but if you're not familiar with the 75 Hard Challenge, so it's 75 days, and you have to check off each one of these tasks each day. If you miss any one,
you fail.
You fail, and you have to start over. So it is 2 45-minute workouts every day. One of those workouts has to be outside regardless of the conditions.
And the workouts have to be separated about 3 or 4 hours.
Correct.
You can't do one right after the other.
Yeah, you can't do an hour and a half of a workout and count it as the 2.
Correct.
Pick a diet and follow a diet for the 75 days. Absolutely no cheating. Make sure it's an actual diet and you're not just like, oh, I just follow macros, which means I can have cake. No, cake is junk. Yeah. No desserts, no junk, no alcohol. Yep.
Even if it fits your macros.
No. So the two workouts, pick a diet, follow it. no alcohol,
a
a gallon of water a day.
10 pages of a nonfiction book.
Yep.
And a progress picture every day.
Every day. Yep. So as we mentioned, a couple of times, like we were really keen on starting our day and getting that outdoor workout in first thing. So it was just checked off the list. Taking our progress pics before we even went out for our walk. And then as soon as we got back for our walk, we would pour ourselves a cup of coffee and sit down and do our reading right away.
Yep.
So that
got it all out of the way.
Right. And start our water with our morning walk.
Correct.
So
yeah, I'd have like 12 or 16 ounces of water before the walk. I would do protein, and it's just water with nothing in it. So if you add water to your protein shaker, that doesn't count.
Right.
It's just plain water.
Yep.
I take electrolyte tablets and then drink the water. But if you have electrolyte powder and you add it to the water, for some reason that's a failure. That's just the way the guy set it up, the way Andrew Frisella set it up. There is a book, 75 Hard. There is an app, 75 Hard. And if you listen, Andrew Frisella is the gentleman who came up with it. He has a podcast. I believe it's episode 308 where he explains it. I could be wrong on that one. So if you find Andy Frisella, 75 Hard, you'll be able to find the one where he lays out the ground rules and how it works and everything else.
And the book, actually, I read the book right before we started it last year, and it gave a lot of insight as to the reasoning why behind certain things. So, for sure. All right, so other couples that are interested in doing the 75 Hard Challenge together, what is one piece of advice that you would give them?
One piece of advice for a couple doing 75 Hard together is be supportive. Be supportive of each other, back each other up, be each other's biggest cheerleader. And if you're going to compete loosely. Do not compete so seriously that you're giving each other crap. Because I've seen that among folks that say, oh, we're going to be accountability partners. And then it becomes jab central where you're just making fun of each other as you do it. Which, if that married couple, two guys doing it who've known each other for 30 years,
that's one
great,
thing.
break each other's balls. Whatever, call each other Sally, this, that. Do whatever you got to do. If any of my friends are listening, they'll tell you that I am awful to my friends. I give so much grief. I tease them. Out of love. I tease them so bad. I was the guy that when somebody new got introduced to the group, they'd have to apologize in advance. Be like, don't worry about him. That's just how he is. I tease everybody. I try to make everybody laugh, whatever. But that's not, if your partner is not used to that.
Right.
I would never treat you like Jeff or Bart. I couldn't, because it's brutal. And it's borderline not helpful. So I want to make sure that we're going to challenge, like I'm going to walk for 45 minutes. Well, I'm going to walk for 50. That's fine. That kind of stuff. But make sure each other's biggest cheerleader, cheer each other on during the day, do check-ins. Because if you were sitting there and you're like, crap, I'm behind on water by like 20 ounces. Hopefully she's not. How are you doing with your water? Yep. Do you have your workout scheduled? Do you have your clothes laid out? That kind of stuff. Take your picture yet? Because there were nights where I get home and I was exhausted, and you're just like, babe, you never took your picture this morning. Oh crap! And even though I'm getting in bed, I'd have to get up, strip down to my underwear, and go take my damn picture. So that.
We'll put on shorts. You almost took a picture.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I did, and then I had to go retake it because I realized I was in my boxers. Like, whoops, not publishing that picture. But yeah, that's all I would say, and that's how we're built anyway. No matter what we do,
right.
we cheer for each other. We did the 5K together. We did the Gaylord Gauntlet, that kind of stuff. So we're pretty silly when we do it, but we cheer each other on. But it's still a good time. But what do you think is the key to making this challenge, to making a challenge like this work for both individuals and people in a relationship?
The key, I'm going to go back again, communication. If you're a couple doing the challenge, communicate to each other what your goals are, communicate with each other up front, what obstacles or roadblocks that you foresee that might come up.
Okay.
And to communicate if something unexpected comes up throughout your day, communicate to your partner, hey, I don't know, this shit just hit the fan at work. I'm going to be, 2 hours late. Okay, let's help each other adjust and adapt to make sure that you're hitting your goals by the end of the day. And if you're an individual, support. So we're going to do this again together. We have a private Facebook group. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll drop the link in the notes below. But even if you're an individual, just finding an accountability partner, which we'd be more than happy to be for you. There's other 75 Hard groups out on Facebook. So even if you're an individual, you're not doing it necessarily with a partner or somebody, just
That's one thing I will say about when I was at that job, as much as I didn't like the job, I did share with everybody that I was doing it. Let's see if anybody would do it with me. They all declined. A couple of them told me just straight out of fear, like absolutely freaking out. And other people said, I can't fit my schedule into it, which is just a nice way of saying it's not a priority to me. I'm not going to do it.
Correct.
But they checked in with me.
Yep.
And when I was done, I remember they came to me, because I finished on a Friday. So the next Monday, they came to me. He's like, wait, we did the math. You finished on Friday. How'd it go? And then we ended up talking for like a half hour.
Yep.
And they were just asking me questions. That was kind of cool. That was probably the nicest they ever were to me there. But that was fun. So they were checking. They'd also see me at the gym in the morning. They'd see me walking with my vest on in the afternoon because I would walk in the neighborhood, the work neighborhood. So, I mean, they were extremely supportive. And I think they kind of thought I was psychotic. Like they were watching the freak show kind of thing, which great if that's what you get out of it.
They thought you were a little nuts to begin with.
That's fine. Most people do. It's okay. I'm totally okay with that. No big deal. But
No, I did the same. I shared, like with some of my coworkers, and I was doing the challenge. And granted, I was in a virtual setting, not like physically with them, but it was. People would check in and see how it was going, or follow our progress on Facebook and things like that.
Yeah,
so
I think the first time through, I didn't post every day, and I didn't make it this big, huge public thing. And,
right.
But when I'd be getting rained on, and it was 40 degrees, I'm like, if I can actually get the camera to work, it'd be nice just to put a video out there to let people know that it is possible. And I had so many people that I've known for eons that I hadn't talked to in forever. Your Facebook friends, you don't talk. And they would reach out and like, dude, this is so cool, keep going. And I had no idea who was paying attention.
Yep.
So
you really don't.
Yeah, the one thing I will say though is if you want to try this, put it out there that you're doing it.
Yep.
So that people will hold you to it. Because if you
make the announcement,
if you think to yourself, well, I'm afraid I'm going to fail, so I won't tell anybody. I'm afraid to fail. If I fail, I'm going to look like a jerk, so I won't tell anybody. Well, then that means you're more likely to quit because nobody's watching.
There's no accountability.
It'll hold you more accountable if you tell people, because you'll be scared to fail in front of them. So that would be my advice for that. Let some people know that you're trying it. See if somebody wants to do it with you. Accountability is absolutely the best way to go. When I started working out in the gym when I was in my early 20s, I didn't know what I was doing, so I ended up going with a friend or two, and we learned together. So that takes the stress out of it, and you end up having more fun with it. I think this would be the exact same thing. Just get an accountability partner, even if they're not doing it, just so they check in on you and you have a cheerleader.
Absolutely. Yeah, they don't necessarily have to do it with you, but yes, the accountability, making the announcement that you're doing it, and joining a group.
Right. For
sure. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm very much looking forward to it. I want to take off a few of these pounds that I overdid it with my quote unquote clean, not clean Christmas bulk. So I want to get rid of that. But just see how far I can push myself. I've done 75 days. I want to see if I can do 103 or 110.
Right.
And then if I get to 110, that will be the Friday before my birthday. My birthday's on the Tuesday.
Yeah, your birthday
So
falls on a
I will
Tuesday.
be leaned out on my 50th birthday. So that's the goal. Yeehaw.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Fresh.
But totally. So hope you guys, got a little bit more insight into our experience with the 75 Hard Challenge that we've done before. This will be my second go around. This will be Danny's third. So again, invite you to join us for the challenge. The link for our private Facebook group will be, again, in the notes below. As always, though, if you have any additional questions or want to chat a little bit more about it, our contact information and our websites is in the notes as well. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
We'll see you.